Hello. I thought I would actually show my face in today's video because the last few weeks it has been just my hands. But I thought I would come along today, as I say, show my face, and I have another lovely little scrap busting video for you. So I have lots of bigger projects that I've been working on recently. So that means that I've got lots and lots of little scraps of fabric hanging around in my sewing space, and I've been trying to use them up in the ways that I've done for years, and I have been showing you some of those ways in some of my previous videos, and today is no different. I'm going to do exactly the same today, but with a totally different project that will use up all the teeny tiny little scraps that you have, even those little ones that you really debate with just throwing in the bin. You can use them in today's video and make something really special that you can either keep for yourself as a little decoration, or you could gift to somebody, and they're perfect just for sending off to someone you love. So let's get cracking. Get your scraps together, come with me, and by the end of this video I'll have showed you a lovely way of using them all up. So first of all, you're going to need to decide on the shape that you want. I've got my star shape here. I've just drawn a little template for what will be a heart, so I've just used a little tub to do that. You'll have seen me do that just now. I mean, you could print one. There's lots of them online on places like Pinterest for heart templates and other shapes. It depends what you want to do. And then what I do when I've drawn my little template on one half of a folded piece of paper to make sure it's nice and even on both sides is I just cut it out. Open it up, and you've got your little heart shape. Now I've gone for a slightly elongated heart because I quite like that rustic look, but you can go for the more traditional shaped ones should you wish, or as I say, any other shape. But the important thing is that you've got the shape that you want to use. So I think today I was debating between a star and a heart. I think I'm going to go with the heart. I just feel hearty today. So then you will need you'll need a little bit of wadding. Ideally, I mean, my little scrap I've got here is iron on, so that makes it perfect for the next step. And you need that piece of wadding obviously to fit whatever shape you've gone for, in my case the heart shape. And you also need 2 pieces of fabric that are a similar size and shape to the piece of wadding, because the next thing we're going to do is just iron this on to the wadding. So once you've chosen your fabric that you want to iron onto your wadding, that should now be firmly fixed onto the back. We're going to put that face down, and then your second piece of fabric, larger scraps these are, we are going to use some smaller ones, but your second larger piece, mine's actually got a little seam on it, that won't be part of the final project. It was a pillow, but it's no longer a pillow. It's been chopped up and used for other things. But as long as your 2 pieces and your wadding can accommodate the shape that you've chosen, that means you're good to go. And then you need to draw around the shape that you've chosen. So I've drawn around it with a friction pen, which will disappear with heat. But in all honesty, the marks that you make on this fabric probably won't be seen because of the way we're going to stitch this and the way we're going to decorate it. So you could even use a pencil if you wanted to, if you don't have a friction pen. And then what you're going to do is gather all those lovely scraps together and we'll do the next bit. So I've grabbed a load of my scraps together, which kind of coordinate with what will be the back of the decoration that we're making. So as I say, I've just pulled out a few of the scraps that look nice with that. And as I say, they vary in size. Some of them are really tiny. I mean, I do have scraps that are smaller than this sometimes. They are perfect for this, because what we're going to do is we're going to get my little fabric scissors and we're literally going to chop them into even tinier pieces. So it doesn't matter if they're frayed or they're an odd shape or you just don't know what to do with them. Snip away at them like this. And then when you've got a decent amount together, enough that you think it will cover your shape, give them a little mix. It doesn't matter if they get the wrong way, but you'll see it creates a really pretty little mix of colours. I'm going to trim that one down a little bit more. Miss that one. So then what we need to do, well, what I want to do, because I'm going to make it into a decoration, is I have selected some ribbon, which this one is, it's about 6mm across, because it's quite a small heart. So I thought this complemented the colours that I've gone with. And we just want to make a little hanging loop, so you can decide how long you want that to be based on where you're going to hang it. I'm going to make mine a little bit longer. Like so. Yeah, I think that's about right. So then once I've attached the hanging loop onto the top, then go back to my scraps, and I'm just going to grab some of them and lay them gently over the heart, just in a random fashion, until it covers up to the line. And then when you're happy with that and you've filled it all nicely, it should look something like that. And the next thing we're going to do is add a little bit of organza over the top. So you want that to be a similar size to your other larger scraps, just to allow for a little bit of shrinkage when we do the next bit, which is we lay the organza on and then we're going to sew around the heart shape as I say, I've gone with a white organza. You can pick whatever colour you like, and then we're just going to lay that over the top. Just make sure you're happy with that. And then for this bit, it's easier sometimes just to pin it in place so that we can move it easily when we take it over to the machine. So I'll just secure that in place with a few pins. Let's get that one to lie flat so it's nice. Nicely inside the heart. Just shifted a little bit, hadn't it? Maybe one more just in the top corner there. Just hold that bit in place as we move it. And then I'm going to take it to the machine and just sew around the heart shape that we made earlier, and that'll encase everything into there for the next stage. And then once you've stitched around the whole of the heart, you'll have captured all those lovely little scraps inside there. So you can move them slightly if you want to at that point and just push them to the edges a little bit if there was any gaps. But I think that looks quite sweet now and very, very colourful. So the next thing to do is you can leave it like that if you want to. The next bit I'm going to do is I am going to do some free motion stitch over this and just decorate it a little bit more. You could do lines maybe if you want to do a straight stitch, or zigzags. The world's your oyster to make this your own little design. As I say, I'm going to change the foot on my machine and I'm going to do some free motion on here and just make it look a little bit more decorated before I do the next bit. And then once you've done your decoration over the top of the organza, it should look something like that. And the last bit to do then is to just trim it around the heart, how you want to do that, avoiding obviously the hanging ribbon because we don't want to cut that off. So I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to do it with a tiny border, I think, for this one. And then there you have it, your little boho scrappy heart. I mean, you could always add some little buttons on here, maybe glue some extra decorations on if you wished. The world really is your oyster with these, but they're just a really cute little design. And as I said earlier, they are perfect for using up scraps. So love to see what you do. So as always, if you follow me on Instagram, please feel free to tag any of these that you make on there with the Fox at 5. And yeah, I look forward to seeing those. So I hope you've enjoyed today. Happy stitching, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.